The chandelier light caught the diamond in my wedding ring as it trembled, just once, before I steadied my hand. Then my husband rose at the gala table and shattered 10 years of marriage with 6 calm words. "Ladies and gentlemen, Elena and I are divorcing." 200 elite surgeons, oncologists, and philanthropists froze mid-sip. Heads swiveled toward me. Dr. Adrian Hale, Golden Boy neurosurgeon, my husband, placed a manicured hand on the shoulder of the 28-year-old medical device rep beside him. "Claire and I are together now. I wanted you to hear it directly from me. Out of respect for everyone here." He pushed a slim envelope across the linen toward me. "Divorce papers. Served publicly on the exact night the foundation was honoring my 12-year study that had just unlocked a promising targeted therapy for glioblastoma, the brain cancer that kills without mercy." Adrian's voice stayed velvet smooth. "Elena's been consumed by her project for years. A man reaches a point where he needs someone who actually sees him." Claire's laugh rang like crystal breaking. A ripple of uneasy chuckles followed from nearby tables. Adrian had always known how to steer a room. I set my glass down without a clink. 12 years ago I'd worked night shifts in the ER to pay his residency bills while I scraped together my own PhD. I'd cheered every one of his or triumphs while he barely registered mine. And 4 weeks earlier, in the dim underground garage of St. Augustine Medical Center, I'd heard the rest. I let the silence stretch a heartbeat longer. Then I stood. "Thank you for that introduction, Adrian," I said, voice carrying without effort. "I have something to add." Every phone in the room tilted upward. I drew 2 slim binders from the chair beside me. "First, the divorce papers you just handed me." I slid my own set toward him. "These were filed 19 days ago. They include forensic accounting of the $187,000 in marital funds you diverted to Claire's apartment lease, luxury trips, and jewelry, none of which appeared on our joint statements." Adrian's smile flickered. "Elena, this isn't the time." Second. I turned to face the room. 12 years ago I began mapping molecular pathways in glioblastoma. Last month I overheard you and Ms. Claire Navarro in the Level C garage. You discussed waiting until after tonight's ceremony to file amended grant documents listing yourself as principal investigator on my study. You calculated that public humiliation would keep me too stunned to contest the credit swap. Gasps hissed through the crowd. You also mentioned the consulting fees Claire arranged through NextGen Therapeutics, the same sponsor underwriting my Phase 2 trial. Fees never disclosed on any NIH form. That's not just marital misconduct. That is research misconduct under federal statute. Claire's face drained of color. Adrian gripped the table edge. "I have everything," I continued evenly. "Recovered emails spanning 21 months. Time-stamped protocol drafts bearing only my digital signature. Bank wires. Hotel receipts. A sworn affidavit from the lab manager who watched me run every key experiment alone. And a temporary restraining order, already granted, barring you from any contact with my data, specimens, or forthcoming manuscripts." I lifted the final sheet. This morning the university's Research Integrity Office received an anonymous packet identical to the one in my hand. NextGen's compliance hotline received its copy at 9:14 a.m. The NIH Office of Research Integrity has been notified as well. Adrian tried to stand. His knees buckled halfway, he sat again. I looked straight at him. "You said I was too buried in work to notice you slipping away. You were half right. I noticed. I simply chose precision over panic." Turning to the gala chair frozen near the podium, I added, "I'm sorry for the interruption. But transparency matters in medicine, more than applause." I walked out. My sister Laura waited in the marble foyer with my IP lawyer and the PI forensic specialist. Laura pulled me into a fierce hug. "You didn't just survive that. You ended him." 3 weeks later Adrian's counsel begged for confidential mediation. He signed away the brownstone I'd bought with my first major grant, 75% of liquid assets, and any future claim to my intellectual property. He issued a public corrigendum retracting any implied contribution to the glioblastoma protocol. NextGen terminated Claire the following Monday. The The university's investigation concluded in 43 days. Adrian lost his chairmanship, operating privileges, and board certifications pending state review. Federal prosecutors are still weighing charges. In October, the foundation quietly rehosted my recognition evening. Same ballroom, same stage. This time my name stood alone on the screen behind me as I accepted the award for a therapy now in human trials. Work that might one day give families more than months. I kept the speech short. Science demands truth, I said. So does justice. The applause lasted 90 seconds. For the first time in years it felt like mine alone.